Hey, it's Joe. I wrote this letter yesterday at my job, and I guess I wrote it because I know that there's a story in me, and I know that I'm ready to tell it. If anything that I'm saying can maybe help one person feel seen or heard or like they're not alone like I felt, then that's all I can really hope for, because I know my story really hurt me, but this could really turn it around. I know God can do something really cool. So this is to the church girl with a secret girlfriend. My name is Jordan. Was Jordan Kaplan, now it's Jordan Maxey. It changed like a week ago because I just got married. And this is my coming out story. I remember when I first asked my first real crush to be mine. I was in the 10th grade. We were walking across the street from Wendy's and Walmart, and I asked, "Would you be my girlfriend?" She said, "Yeah." My heart exploded, and I was like dizzy with excitement. I felt like I was gonna pass out. Then it sank. It all went away. I realized this meant that I might have to actually come out one day. Come out to my family. Maybe I'd stand in front of the ministries that I led worship at and was at every single week, and apologize for living a double life. I'd have to step away from all my leadership opportunities, maybe hide away, move somewhere deep in a city far away, and live with my girlfriend. We'd be really happy though. We'd have a dog, have a library maybe in our apartment. We'd be so in love and wouldn't see anything else, I guess. We'd be safe from anyone that would judge us, safe from maybe my family, maybe safe from her family. We would finally live the life that our hearts desired. I really, truly thought this. I really believed it with all my heart. But fast forward 5 years. Now I'm in college. I'm in Bible school, to be exact. I really believed that I had a calling. After all this, I still knew that Jesus, he loved me. And I really felt called to pursue music ministry, and you'll hear that a lot. I felt called to pursue this, called to pursue that, but I really deep in my heart felt a calling, someone being like, this is for you. So I moved to Alabama. Out of all places, Alabama was the last place I said I'd ever move in my entire life. But here we are. I'm in Alabama. Still really hurting, real bad. Still attracted to women. Broke up with my girlfriend that I swore would be with forever during this time. Really sad, obviously, after a breakup. What was it, 4 years? In high school too. So you're a child and you're with someone for 4 years. You grow together, you learn together, you live together. You live together through all of it. So I was hurt. I like guys too, and even had a desire to be married one day, but liking women was another face of mine. 2 lives and still never really comfortable in the one that I was in. I was still scared to make friends because I didn't want to hurt anyone. Still pretending to be perfect. Convinced myself that I didn't want to kiss my roommate. Pretending that I didn't think she was gorgeous. That I wasn't attracted to her. Promising myself that I'd never make a move. Promising myself that I'd definitely never tell anyone that I had a crush on my roommate. In Bible college. In Alabama. Still, after all this time, I never told a soul about what I was going through. I was in a war, and I accepted that I'd be alone with it all of my life until I died. I was cool with bringing this secret to my grave. And the horrible part was that it was so much of me. Like this whole war that I was fighting, I was alone, but it was in every second, every single day situation, and I was just going to die with it. Looking back now, I know 100% that me keeping silent was what kept me depressed. It kept me suicidal for all those years. My secrets kept me underwater. And it's impossible to save yourself from drowning. That's just fact. You can't save yourself from drowning. Someone has to save you, Fast forward a year, and it's summertime. I remember this like yesterday. Leaving Bible college, getting in my car, turning on music, and realizing that, I was going to be me. Then I was back home I stepped away from some really good opportunities and leadership positions, and I told myself that it was my time. I was done running, done pretending, done hiding my face from the sun. I wanted to feel it. I wanted to be free. I wanted to feel all of it. That summer, I didn't say no. I kissed who I wanted. I slept with who I wanted. Men and women, I felt free. I felt so empowered. I was wondering, like, why haven't I been this open my entire life? The second I felt like I wanted to express myself, why didn't I just do it then? I told my mom and my closest friends that I was gay. I still remember that night. I texted some of them. I talked to my mom face to face, and I was so scared. Told her that I was bi, open, I don't know, without boundaries, gay. I don't even know what I used, but just told her that I was done hiding myself. And that was it. But the crazy thing was that no one was really surprised. I got support. I got like a little bit of hesitation, but mostly love, like from everyone. No one pushed me away. And let me tell you, that was surprise number one. The only part of this story is that I haven't mentioned the hum that never left me. It was like a buzz on the very bottom of my soul. Like through all of this madness and running and chasing my true self, I just knew that there was still a God, and I didn't know why, but I knew that he loved me. I knew that he had plans made for me, like that he made. I knew that he made me, and he made me for a reason. After multiple suicide attempts and wanting the questions and pure confusion to end, I couldn't shake the knowing that God was either good and he wanted to set me free, or he was down for me to marry a woman and be free, or something else like that. But either way, I knew that he wanted me to be free. After that summer, I came back to school. I was back to real life, and that shit hit me in the face, bro. My life was at an all-time low because I didn't know who I was. I didn't have friends. I sucked at committing to things. My values were all screwed up. I was financially broken, literally left with $10 and left with zero motivation to try anything. But it was my 21st birthday. I remember I was working really, really hard every day after classes, and then I'd go to my job as a server. Hard shifts. I remember that. I remember I dreamed in my head when I was 12 years old of a lion on my birthday, though, after one of these shifts. My dream was that I was on a lion's back and we were trampling the earth on the way to something. I didn't even know what it was, but all I knew was that I felt purposeful, and I knew that I was like all in with that lion, that we were one. And I remember that I felt free. So on my 21st birthday, like I said, I finished work and I went to the park, opened my Bible for the first time in a minute. And I just sat there. I don't even remember what I read or what I said. But I know that I asked God to set me free in that moment. It wasn't an instant thing. I know a lot of stories will tell you that I prayed and the chains fell. And I know everyone's deliverance, healing, piecing together, processing, whatever you'd like to call it, it looks different. But mine was an overtime feeling. It was an overtime freeing of myself and exposing myself to Jordan, my true identity that I had been lost in for my entire life. The thing is that you won't hear a lot of times, and especially in church settings and religious settings, is that, I never asked God to make me straight. Not one time. I don't even believe that that's the heart of my God, of my Father. He didn't want to, I feel like he didn't want to just change me and make me straight, which is a word that we have made. Man, we've made that word, straight, gay, bi, trans, all of these, vegan, waste-free, all these names and titles that we give ourselves to define ourselves and show ourselves to people around us. Like, we make those names, but I know that I didn't ask him to make me straight. I know that he's bigger than the titles that we create to name ourselves. However, the one thing that I do believe after all of this and after the wanting to die, and after the just being through a lot of experiences, I believe in love. I do believe in that. And Jesus is love. If I can say anything, and I can die on this, I can 100% die on this. Jesus is love. That's just who he is. That man, he died for my brokenness so that these tears might bring me joy. He gave his life, literally died. People mocked him, spit on him. He was naked in front of everyone that he knew. Broken, bleeding, just a shell of a man, literally came to this earth. Is God, came to this earth knowing he would die, still did it. He gave his life so I could live mine with purpose, so I could be free, literally, so that I could be free. So after that day at the park, I knew that the only freedom I'd ever find was with him. I knew I wanted to stick with him. I knew that he cared. I knew that he cared so much. So I took all my titles, my vegan, gay, straight, fluid, sexual, horny, freaky, all those titles that I had heard and given myself my entire life, and I laid them down. I just started a new thing. I asked God one day if he'd help me out and tell me who I was, and he has. I say all of that because I just never have. I know a lot of people, obviously we live in a social media age where you see someone on a screen and you think you see their whole life, but you don't. And I know that there are people that can resonate with my experience. So I'm opening my mouth about it. Since then, every day is a new thing. Literally, since that day on my 21st birthday, every single day is new. Someday I'll remember a traumatic experience that I, suppressed from my childhood or something like that. But it's cool now because I have peace. Sometimes I'll remember a man or a woman I cared about in the past, and I want to reach out to them or look them up on Instagram or on Facebook, but I don't because I know my true identity now. Sometimes I'll get a sense of my soul wanting to dive back into depression. I'll feel low. My chemicals will feel off balance in my brain. Sometimes I feel like I'm just too different to live in this world. I just feel alone. But I don't have to now because I'm free. I'm free. I don't have labels. I don't have any secrets. It's the first time probably in my life I haven't had secrets. No double life. No hiding. No hiding my phone. No lying to my family. No having secret girlfriends on the side. No having secret... just a secret life. I'm free for real, and I'm living my second chance at a real life now. If you notice, I never mentioned a gay person becoming straight. I don't like that narrative at all, because that was never the point. It's not the point of my story. It's not the point of any of my experiences. The point to my resurrection was that I was completely lost, and now my heart has found a home. Now it's so crazy. The confusion about my sexuality that I just knew would plague me forever is completely gone. I can't explain it, but I know who I am now, and it's wild. I swore that I'd die with these urges, these attractions to girls and to my friends and all this stuff. But the attraction's gone. Like, it's so crazy. I just got married, actually. His name is Caleb. He is the one thing that I was made for. Like, he is my thing that I was made for. I know that for a fact. My heart is at home with him. He is my second chance. I know he'd say the same thing about me, but I'm just going to say this. I never believed that I could be with someone and feel this alive and feel this myself and feel this true and not have to hide anything. And to anyone that's listening, I want that for you. Like, I really do. And I say all of this to just tell you where I've been. I feel as though I've lived about 10 lives, and this is just one part of my life story. I've had, family abuse, a lot of trauma from religion. I know a lot of you can relate with that. But the face you see on my social media and in small talk with me in a coffee shop, that isn't the same face that I've cried with, But I'm done with that separation. I really am. I want to have one life and live as transparent as possible. And I know that there are people watching or people listening to me that can relate. I know there's a young man somewhere, probably on your way to youth group or some church gathering or a small group or something, and you're deleting the gay porn off your phone on the way there, You swear you'll never tell anyone about the pull you feel to that boy that sits in front of you in English class, You see him in the locker room and you really want to kiss him, but you never will. And you'll never tell anyone about it. Or you're a woman in your 40s, You're married to a man and you have children and you love your kid, you love your husband, you love your life, you're comfortable. But you still think about her and how she made you feel so alive. You think about her lips when your husband kisses you and you wish so badly that you lived your life, but with her. But you swear you're never going to tell a soul. You'll die with that. And if I can ask one thing to anyone that's listening, I just ask you to be honest. Then tell yourself about it, Be honest. How do you really feel? Who do you really want? What do you dream about at night? Who meets you there in your dreams? All of the way, take all the walls down, all of the fear down, all of the what are people going to say? If I open myself up to think these true thoughts, how will this affect me? I don't want to be gay. I don't want to be, confused, all this stuff. Put all the fear down. You need to talk to yourself honestly and be straight up about how you feel. Or you'll just be running your entire life. Your entire life is going to be a lie. You'll build something up. You'll be 50 one day and realize that none of it is true to yourself. None of it is true to how God made you. I don't care what church you go to, who your family is, who your mom is, your dad is, or who your pastor is. Freedom is life or death. Either you're free or you're not. And then we die. And I want you to be free. I want you to know your identity that was made for you when you were created by God. And I know that there's a good life available for you. I need you to open up. So lastly, after all of this, and this is the most important thing because, humans, we can try to process as much as we want. We can try to talk to ourselves and, read the self-help books and take walks at night and get healthy as much as we think we can. But no one can really bring healing besides God. He's the only person that can. He's the force, the only power that can really heal us inside out. So just tell him. Tell him all of what you just told me. Tell him all of what you just told yourself, because he already knows everything. Tell him what you just told me. You're hurting and you want to feel free to be yourself. I promise you, he's going to show you what that means. He's going to give you a life that is 100% you and 100% alive. And like I said before, this is not a gay girl becoming straight. This is not a confused girl becoming straight. This is not me telling you that God wants you to be straight. This is me telling you that I know that you were created by a God that loves you. And his son's name is Jesus. And he sent us the helper, which is the Holy Spirit, to be with us, to speak to us, to guide us. And God is there to be your dad. God is there to guide you. God is there. He was there when that trauma happened, when she hurt you, when he hurt you, when that person abused you, when that person lied to you, when your first girlfriend broke your heart, when your first boyfriend left you. All of that, all the confusion, all of the things that make you feel shameful, that feel dirty, the addictions you have, the things that you can't stop doing. He's there. He sympathizes, he knows, and he's there. And I want you to be as free as I am and still on this journey of finding freedom and finding how, God, how can I share my story that might help one person? I'm still in my 20s. This stuff is basically new. But I just know that he wants you to be free, like how I feel. So, yeah. That's my story of how, I guess it's my coming out story. Thanks for listening.